And we're live. Hey everybody, it's Ace Attorney. Cutscene loaded as soon as I started the game,
Whoa.
so we're doing it again. Bang!
Ace Attorney? Bang.
Ah!
Whoa. I hope we didn't get
I'll be
shot.
right, Mr. Naruhodo. After them, go! Oh right, Herlock also
Alright,
got shot.
Holmes got shot. Yeah, I forgot
Behind
about
that door, in the storeroom. Hurry! I just sort of didn't do a voice there. I just woke up like 20 minutes ago.
That's no excuse, you should be ready.
It's Gina?
Can't believe Gina shot Mr. Windibank.
Definitely. From that moment, Windibank's pawnbrokery became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. The arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn, before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B, Baker Street. That felt important. 16th April, 6:21 a.m., Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. Hey, Iris. Oh, Iris.
Hey, Iris.
You're probably upset, huh?
Good. Cry about it, Iris.
A telegram
Be
came,
a baby.
but all it said was wait at home.
Oh, yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply
Show me
impossible to
one of
come
those.
back.
When I
Show
woke
me
up,
some
I was
tears.
all alone.
Yes!
Hurley and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone.
Feel despair.
What happened, Bruno?
Well, some stuff. Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried.
Maybe you can
I'll explain
invent
everything
an
that I know.
unshoot gun. Iris.
Something awful has happened, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid so. So was there always a hole in that door in Mr. Windibank's thing?
The little.
Or did
peep
somebody
thing?
use the
Yeah.
did somebody use the cat flappinator on it?
That would be wild if that's what happened. But I guess they did bring up the cat flap gun again for no reason.
Yeah. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windibank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning.
To say who he was shot
Oh,
by,
Yes, I had
Ryunosuke.
a feeling.
You did?
And I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop, so I knew something must have happened there.
When we entered Windibank's in the small hours, we discovered a gang of two thugs. Not really a gang per se. We discovered two thugs. They ran out into the street and I chased after them, but they got away.
So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Windibank, I suppose.
I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment.
Oh, why not?
They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina.
Ginny? But why?
Well, the thing is...
No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that.
I know. None of us think she did it.
Then why have they
I
arrested
think she
her?
did it.
I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do. Oh yeah, also Sholmes is in the hospital.
So where's Hurley then? Is he still there investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals.
I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. That is how you give someone news without worrying them.
I don't want you to
Classic.
worry, but
He was taken to the hospital this morning.
What?
Well, when we entered Windibank's, a gun was fired and he took a bullet.
Hurley was shot? No, no.
It's alright. His life isn't in danger.
Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital?
He's at St. Sinners. Oh my god. They're tending to him there.
Saint Sinners, huh?
Hmm.
Good hospital name.
Good hospital name.
Must see him at once.
I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't.
Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed.
No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see.
To operate? Oh, poor Hurley.
Maybe you can use your doctor's license to get in.
Yeah, maybe you can go just perform the surgery yourself with your eyes fucking covered by a blindfold or something, you know?
Lol.
Because you're just so naturally gifted. Maybe you could invent just like a fucking smoke grenade that heals people of mortal wounds.
Like an Overwatch character. It was the two
Like an
thugs that
Overwatch.
were
Maybe-
in Mr. Windibank's
Why
shop.
don't you just become Lucio from Over?
They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see.
Kabam!
It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out into the street, but... well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I let them get away. I mean, they had a gun, Ryunosuke. I don't know if this is your... I don't know if this one's on you.
I think that's a very good thing.
Sorry?
Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Runo.
Oh, right, gun. Yes, I understand.
On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that.
Oh, Iris.
Where's Susie, Runo?
She's still at the police station.
Oh, why?
I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while.
Why aren't you there then?
Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. And Mr. Sato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later.
Oh, I see.
Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early.
You should have let me know and I would have come to the station.
And done what?
I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they?
No. I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris.
Ah, this is all so horrible.
The thing is, Mr. Windibank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside.
I see.
But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well.
Oh no!
And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards...
Don't tell me. There was no one else in the room?
Yes, exactly. How did you know?
Can you believe that shit?
Correct.
Mulguy resubscribed for Prime with 29 months.
Whoa!
Fuck yeah! Thank you, Mulguy.
It's the only explanation.
Yes, the only explanation indeed.
Yeah, it's the only explanation.
What do you mean by that, Runo? Well,
What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't.
Except you're welcome.
He just goes, "You're
For the
welcome."
wonderful
Apropos
world
of
you
nothing.
know.
Apropos of nothing. Iris just looks at him like, "What?" I'm afraid I'll need to go out
You're
again now, Iris.
welcome.
There's not much I can do at the
Well,
moment.
come to think of
But I
it.
can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on.
I want to go too. Take me with you, Runo.
No.
I can't stand just sitting around here waiting.
I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. But I don't want to leave her all alone here, either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me?
Oh yes, I'd love to.
No.
Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed.
No. She's gonna be here.
And don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation.
Ah, I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. To the Hopsital. A new location has been added. To the Hopsital. Which in the time of
Right.
Victorian England was just like a bed and a note that says good luck.
Hey
16th
man,
April,
sometimes
St.
they
Sinners
cut a leg
Hospital,
off
Ward
just
3.
to see what would happen.
Hurley! Oh. He's not here.
No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
I'm not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no questioning that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered.
Oh.
Gregson, maybe? I don't know.
Hello, whatever.
Ah, it's just a Bobby. It's war is
That's
off limits,
Bobby.
no visiting, so what are you doing in AOA?
Well, how
So
do you
he
know?
said.
We're Hurley's next of kin.
Eh? Oh, well, begging your pardon then, ma'am. Sir? A little curious Eastern gentleman. A great mystery solver has a mysterious family, eh? Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. If that's how you see us, sure.
Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe he's currently in the operating theatre, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
It's been several hours since they went in.
Oh dear. Is he going to be alright?
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is. Because of all the cocaine, you see.
Oh,
I have heard a report the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later.
oh, poor Hurley.
Oh, that was a bust. Prison. Where did British Princeton saying, what's all this then even come from? I don't know. But everyone knows it's true.
So listen.
16th April, local prison, cell 13. They let you keep your bag, huh? Hello, Gina.
She probably still has her smoke gun too. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. You know that thing that they let you do when you're put in prison for
Oh, we
accused
still have the
murder?
grenade launcher Hurley and I made.
I wish you wouldn't point it at me all the time, though.
What you wait for? Ginny?
I have a feeling it's because of us that you've ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you.
Well, you can't.
Sorry?
You heard? Get lost. Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You never shoot someone. I just know you would.
Don't you know, mate? Pull the other one.
Oh.
You ain't got first idea about a loss of me.
I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street.
That's how I get by. Yes, I know.
Even if I saw me chance, I would sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I can lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But Jenny, I'll be in court tomorrow, they say. Some cove came before and said he'd be a lawyer for me and the like. Said it's my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. She couldn't be staring at me any more obviously if she tried. Why are you being like this, Ginny? Because she sucks?
Because she sucks.
I don't understand,
Dude, I like
Gina.
it when
What?
you're just voicing like all 6 characters in the same room, and I can just like leave, just like get up and I like go take a nap. Is that why am I even? I don't even need to be here.
Listen, man.
It's convenient.
Eventually, we'll get to the other dipshits that are in this case. I don't understand, Gina.
I
Why
hope
did you send the
so.
public defender?
But I
away?
only have one of those guys because it's bad Popeye. Man, why did Windibank have to be shot? I wanted to do more Windibank
His voice was so good.
Maybe I'll just transplant it onto someone else.
He wanted me sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway, a whole trial. They'll pin it on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? Because that's how it always been for me growing up in the back slums, my whole life. If you do what grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. Sorry, the word snaffled gave me pause there. Can't trust no one, that's the point. So as you do, you're going to grass. Dead.
Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could...
Listen.
Forget it! Ginny? That was the wrong voice. I just didn't do one. Don't you trust Runo? Nah, I don't. Fair. I don't... Maybe I just have the volume adjusted goodly. Or does it sound bad?
Goodly.
Goodly. Does it sound goodly or
Oh,
badly?
yeah, no, you've been crackly.
Oh, have I? Shit, hold on.
Yeah. I would have said something, but I didn't think about
But
it
you didn't.
until exactly now. But I
Okay,
did.
how... Hold on, I need to, like, mute the game if I want to be able to hear this.
Maybe.
Okay, how do I sound? I mean, it's coming through fine. I bet it's probably Discord fucking up. It sounds fine on my
It's
end.
possible. Doesn't sound bad, it's just different.
Okay. Yeah, because we have been having connection issues, so if the stream is dropping a shitload of frames, that's probably why. But as far as I can tell, the input's good. Look, I'll ask you nicer now. Just leave me alone. What happened, though? Will you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night at the pawnbrokers? No! There's nothing to tell. I figured they'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. But the old bloke walked in on me and... you know the rest. But why, Ginny? Why would you do that? Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work, and half the time you don't even get nothing. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? I'll give it a rest. What be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I can say will make a blind bit of difference. Please tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me? Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? Unforgivable lies. What did you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot, like 15 seconds ago? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. You're gonna want to question me now. Ginny, please. Oh yeah. I wanted to give you this. Something to remember me by. It's just a picture of a cat and a snowman. A photographic print of a really adorable cat. I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it. I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye. Oh, Ginny. The white cat photograph has been entered into the court record. What's on the back of it? What's on the back of it? What's on the back of it? What's on the back of it?
What's on the back of it? What's on the back of it? What's on the back of it?
Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it. 13th February, 9 p.m. Article deposited, 1 small box. Loan amount paid, 10 shillings. Redemption deadline, 13th April, 9 p.m. So this photographic print is a redemption
makes me laugh.
13th February, that could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it? A small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, though, does it? Bruno, if Mr. McGilded still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So do you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes! If it's something McGilded deposited, we need to investigate. The white cat photograph's information has been updated in the court record. Is this anything? Mr. Windibank appears to have used the back of this photograph to write out a redemption ticket. He's written it very neatly, but still, perhaps he ran out of paper, so he had to use anything he had on hand. It's hard to know what's the front and what's the reverse side now. I mean, it would be wild if they printed a cat photograph on the backside of the fucking redemption ticket.
Right?
That would be crazy. Alright, let's go to pawnbrokery. What are we allowed to click on in here? Things, I hope. Ooh, there's a bullet in the calendar, and also bloodstain on the calendar. 16th April, Windibank's pawnbrokery. Oh, look at that guy walking.
He was strutting, dude.
This is where it happened then, last night.
That's right. Two thugs I told you about were
That's
obviously ransacking the place looking for valuables.
But apart from the policemen in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance.
No, you're right about that, actually. Is there? I see several signs. There's broken glass on the floor and the calendar's been shot.
In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking.
I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. I'm guessing this is Gregson.
Oi, I heard that. Well, I've forgotten his voice again. I have. It's
Got it in
something
one.
similar to this. This is you.
Oh, right. Oh, Inspector. Good morning.
I suppose I'll thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Now that Josh doesn't have a character to voice, why doesn't he voice his favorite character? I'll fucking ban your ass, small guy. You think your 29-month streak means anything to me? I don't even get paid to be here. I'll ban you like that. The streak will be over. Anyways, shame you let the two rogues get away, mind.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I didn't find two men and be shot dead by them in the street.
I'm just saying, you could have given him the old, 1-2 punch. You hit him with the Batman people's elbow, something like that.
I thought you'd assign extra men to the beat around here, Grexy.
It's like the implication that he's just like, you should have taken out 2 armed thugs.
Idiot, you dumb moron.
Now look what happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Yeah. Your ladyship, of course. Don't tell me you're
did you forget about this?
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The best doctors in the capital are tending to him as we speak.
And I don't think it's Runo's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Oh, look at him. He's got a little silver fox thing going on. That's fun.
There's his head. There he is.
There's his gray hairs.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The jet in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that.
Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about a personality change.
Oi, where me manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice refreshing fruit juice.
Why, are you thirsty, Gregsy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me if you'd like some.
The pinky.
Look. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. That really is the spot, your ladyship.
Is he crying? I don't even recognize him like this.
Tears in his eyes. Good herbal tea changes a man.
The investigation. So, how's the investigation going, Inspector?
Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence.
Definitive evidence.
I think I'm having trouble here.
What did you put in that herbal tea?
That was an herbal tea. It was just straight vodka. We're just about to charge that driver we arrested last night, in fact.
Gina, you're going to charge her?
Yeah, that's right. She'll be able to bring her before a judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your Ladyship, as much as I wish to, I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Squint.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
How?
What the? Deduction, you see.
Oh, it's
This
me.
is you?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How? How could you possibly know that?
The shaking.
I had a feeling, that's all.
Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the 2 men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you?
Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads at the boat.
And Miss Lestrada's being held at the prison? I've already been there.
She should be. I'd see if she hasn't lifted the key from the jail, of course.
I don't know if you've noticed, but on the second bite, like, all of the fries just get shorter.
Yeah, they sure do. Well, because the fish is gone,
Yeah.
so it's not holding them up anymore.
That's true. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Sinners. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Your Ladyship. It's the hospital's policy. No visiting at all.
Oh,
That bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair amount of blood.
oh no.
He did seem too bad the first hour or so.
And then we just kept on letting him bleed. And wouldn't you know it, his condition got worse.
Well, it turns out it's really hard to get someone across town when we're in 1800s London. It's so fucking dark. We dropped him a couple of times on the cobblestones. It's just how it is.
We had to leave
Sholmes
him in a
is
snowbank
dead.
for a little bit.
We figured if it was cold enough, he would preserve him, you know, like they do with them blocks of ice they carve out of the Thames. Anyway. But is that how you spell
A
hemorrhage?
hemorrhage. I feel like that's the British way
The-
you spell hemorrhage.
Everything looks right about this except for the AE. The
It's def-
AE looks really goofy. But a hemorrhage like that
Hemorrhage.
is enough to make even
Yeah, I mean,
the
it's
one and only
definitely-
Sholmes pop down.
it's definitely not with an AE unless, don't forget the leeches in the blood. Like, yeah, it turns out when we got to the hospital, the doctors just said we should let more blood out of him, so we did.
They weren't doing that as much by the 1890s, probably.
Probably.
Because that was like a post-Civil War, and they had surgery in the Civil War. It's just they never cleaned their fucking tools because they didn't know
That
they
did-
were supposed to do that.
Yeah, that didn't come around until way later than you would think.
They were like, well, we
Until-
cut
there
the
was,
leg
like,
off
one-
and we stopped it bleeding, but he fucking died anyways. It's like, wow.
It literally
you
took
see it got
until
infected.
I don't remember exactly when, but somewhere in the like the early 1900s when someone was like, "Hey, maybe we should clean our shit," and basically
Maybe we should
all
clean our shit.
doctors were like, "That's stupid, you fucking idiot."
Well, I mean, it makes a little sense, doesn't it? Like, imagine someone comes up and he's like, hey, it's a thing we can't see and have never been able to, like, know is there. That's causing this. Like, what are you, fucking stupid?
Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know.
Were they prescribing cocaine still? I hope so.
Yeah, almost definitely.
But anyway, he's having emergency surgery now. I gotta stop that bleeding.
But he will be
Dumping
alright,
bars
won't
of
he?
leeches on him to
They'll be able to
slurp
make
it
him
all
better.
up. But goddamn if the guy just doesn't have so much fucking blood in him.
No matter how much blood we
Of
pull out,
course.
there's still more.
There's still fucking more. Of course, your ladyship. He'll be rot as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Because, of course. Yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why.
We better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
You ever think about the fact that we made all,
Please don't
like,
die,
drugs... You ever think about the fact that, like, within the last 100 years or so, we went from being like, hell yeah, drugs, we should fight wars about this, to being like, nah, no drugs allowed. No drugs. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in it.
He used to
What
just be able to
the
be
fuck
like,
did I
ah,
just say?
cocaine!
I think I said, yeah, it's
I'll
in
talk to you
it.
later.
Which is nothing.
You did. I was gonna let it slide, but here we are.
Hmm.
I'll talk to you later the moment I use out of the operating theatre.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't tweet.
Wow.
I couldn't help noticing, Inspector.
What out with it, sunshine?
Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris.
They're gonna impress you, don't I? What's the sauce, Sonny? I'm a copper. We don't go in for favoritism.
But he's right, you do treat us differently.
It's cause of those adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories, that's why.
I don't want you to make me look like a dumbass anymore. Oh.
I crop him up him, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson.
Oh, well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's. What did you write about the Inspector, Iris? I don't remember, really.
It was one of them Sholmes lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Yarders. Of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it.
Oh, did I write that?
And you know what that one line did for me, huh? The very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you.
Oh.
Which is good, because I eat like 18 pounds of fish and chips a day.
That's amazing.
All because everyone at the yard reads them. They read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time you became such a toady to me.
Can you blame me? All it take is one bad word from you and Holmes can change his tune about me. Gregson? No, the great detective will say. He's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my salary if that came out in print, huh? Every main game cop is just worried about his salary.
Gregson's
I
doing
would
pretty
think
good,
gives you the
though.
willies.
His salary
Right?
doubled,
Unlike
whereas
other
I'm
green-
pretty sure Gumshoe was paying them money by the end of his game.
I'm pretty sure he's like actively has to give them money to continue to be a detective. Sad. Very sad. Sad. Sad days. Hard times. Everything gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost worrying about it.
Well, that would never happen, Gregsy.
Wait, Sherlock Holmes in real life or in this game, do you mean? 'Cause in this game, Sherlock Holmes
Is a real person.
is a real person instead of Sherlock Holmes.
No.
Oh no, in real life, no, there was never a Sherlock Holmes.
He's a
Arthur-
figment
Sir
of the
Arthur
imagination
Conan
of
Doyle
Sir
just-
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. just made them up.
Yep.
Just thought them up. Wrote it down. It's like, what if there was a detective and he's super smart, right? Very into cocaine.
Extremely into cocaine.
Every month when the new Rants magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
The extreme pinky was really getting me.
Oh, lovely. Ta very much. That really is the spot, your ladyship.
Teetotal. What?
What?
I don't get that one.
He has a seemingly infinite supply of fish and chips. You'd think that makes it so he doesn't need much money. See, I don't think it's a magical resource. I think he's just got mad packaging skills.
He's shoved so many fishes and chips in there.
Oh yeah, there's something else I was supposed to talk with you about actually, Mr. Naruto.
Yes, what is it?
I've got an important message from you. I clean forgot about it until now.
An important message. I wonder what it could be. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Are you gonna tell me what this important message is about then, Inspector? Inspector.
No. Inspector.
Okay.
Hey, what are you gonna tell me? Yeah, it's about a young lady who's not with by your side. Your assistant.
Dear Susie, is she alright?
She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe.
Nope, not anymore. She had to head off.
Head off. Where?
The old Stronghot's office, of course. He summoned it.
Oh yeah. Ah, yes, of course. I'd forgotten about that.
One of Whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we finished questioning her. But she asked to tell you, she asked us to tell you she didn't have fare for the return journey and to go meet her there. Got on nerve using Scotland Yard's a blooming messaging service.
I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. Iris is just making a monthly biography? Yeah, kinda.
Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice?
She didn't tell me. But I better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. But I want to investigate the crime scene.
The handy-dandy notebook is just an iPhone. That's really funny, actually. Holy shit.
Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oh.
Oi, what do you think you're doing, sunshine? You can't touch anything in here.
Oh, but we were hoping to investigate. Fucking why?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, the lore in the game world is that Herlock goes on adventures, and Dr. John Watson was writing about them, like dramatized versions for Ranced magazine. Then he fucking died, and so his daughter started doing it.
I think she started writing them based on her father's old notes. If I remember
yeah, something
right.
like that. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
It's a qualmsies for being sake. No touching.
What's the problem, Gregsy? Runa's a lawyer, you know that.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship, ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruto was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter.
The accused?
If you could show me some representation papers, I'll be only too happy to, surround.
Did you hear that, Bruno? You need to sign some representation papers.
Looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. Well, I guess we're gonna go...
It's called Gain Your Progress. No, I'm very good
New
at it.
location's back. Lord Chief Justice's office. A lot of locations in this one. 16th April. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow.
Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you.
Amazing.
I'm assuming
Is
this is probably Strongheart.
Strongheart? I don't remember at all what he was supposed to sound like.
It's been a minute.
I'll just make something up. So everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust. Yes, thank you very much.
There they are, Susato-san and Lord Strongheart.
The music helps me remember.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
His office is in Big Ben because he's a big Chad. Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland.
Ah, we're being kicked out of the country. Or at least she is.
Well,
Wait,
she got
what
the
did he just
telegram,
say?
so it's something to do with that.
Your return to your homeland? Susato-san!
Yes, your return to your homeland, I said. Where Miss Susato is going. Oh, Mr. Naruto.
What was all that about?
Ah, Mr. Naruto, thank you for coming here to collect your colleague.
What's all this about? Why were you talking about Miss Susato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow?
Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial?
You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Returning to our homeland. Miss Susato, what's all this then?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruto. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue just
That's
as
not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving?
It's my father. He's fallen ill.
Josh found, or, Molo guy. Molo guy found a
Ah,
link.
Molo guy. Stream historian Molo guy.
Oh no!
Professor Mikotoba? Yeah, that guy we haven't seen in a hot second. Don't remember what he sounds like either. Was I doing him? I don't know.
I was pretty close actually to what I was doing.
Nice.
No, I thought I was Wait, no, you were Mikotoba?
I don't remember.
You were Mikotoba.
If
I
I
was
may.
Mikotoba?
Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto.
Did you do like an older man voice for him?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's
'Cause of
right.
the mustache.
My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
This sounds closer to right. And it turns out, Lord Strongheart, I was just sort of doing this. I think. To see them through. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
Are you okay, sir?
10 days ago, father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. And he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it.
As you are aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I don't know why I did that. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Susato's departure as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
will leave London first thing tomorrow.
I can't believe this is happening. Gina's trial.
So Gina has been charged? She'll have to appear in court?
Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No, not even 24 hours later? Gina? Ah, the Lestrade girl, and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. I thought you said murderer for a second. I was gonna be like biased. And all too transpicuous?
Excuse me?
Gonna
have to Google that one.
Transpicuous?
Transpicuous. Easily understood. Lucid.
Transpicuous. Oh, like, instead of, like, conspicuous.
Yeah.
Transpicuous. In
I
an all
guess.
too transpicuous case, the pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time.
This is the wrong voice.
Jenny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart.
in defense of your very fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Now.
Fuck yeah. Damn.
Fuck yeah, Lord Strongheart. Finally. A kindred spirit. He was like, gross, what is that? A kid? Get the fuck out of here. I'll kill you where you stand. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend.
Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar mark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that.
Anyway, get the fuck out.
3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me.
There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart.
Which is...
It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her?
a timely suggestion.
Sorry?
The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. Yeah, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
Not in 1900s London, she doesn't. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
Why would she do that?
Question you should do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison.
Yes, thank you.
Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you.
That man is way too intense. What a day. Gina charged with murder, Suzato-san about to leave.
Come, Mr. Ardo, Iris, we must make haste.
But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do?
As Mr. Naruto's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Mr. Zato. That's a very pensive look.
I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I would like to wish her well before I leave.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer. God, that's ominous. The clicking started and I got really scared. I feel like working in that office would drive me absolutely insane. 16th April, local prison, cell 13. Ah! Hello again, Gina. Must you go through this whole process every time?
What are you lot here for now?
To have the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously.
I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition into that thing, don't I? Look! You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you.
Well, this is clearly not working.
Gina. I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say.
They made that reloading animation, and by God, they're gonna use it.
They're gonna
What?
get the full... They paid for the full frames. They're gonna get all of them.
What?
I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
Farewell?
Tomorrow, I must begin my journey back home. To Japan. I fear we may never meet again.
Oh, right.
I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in Japan. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable.
Susie? Well, that ain't my business.
Both Iris and Mr. Naruto believe you to be innocent, Gina. They've put their faith in you. But somehow you can't find in your heart to put faith in them.
Yeah, that's right, I can. What of it?
It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they're so clearly unhappy. Because of you.
Fuck. What? It's my fault?
Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths ever cross again.
Yes, period.
Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you.
Eh?
Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be.
What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh?
She's calling your bluff, idiot! You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies.
Too many lies.
Too many lies. It's a shame.
Shame the game lost your hand.
God, which wrestler was that?
Sheamus.
Was that Sheamus? It was Sheamus.
That's what they
It was
used
Sheamus
in
before
Van
he was
Helsing
extremely.
Ultimate.
It was
He was
Sheamus
a
before
good
he
guy.
became just extremely Irish.
No, this was when he was extremely Irish. He
More
was an
Irish
extremely
than
Irish
now?
good guy, and then he. Well, this was like OG Sheamus. He was super Irish, and then he just
Before
became
they
a
just
heel with no other discernible things.
qualities except
And
for
I
being
don't know what
Irish.
he is anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
now they just blast him with every light on Earth and play bagpipes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they always kind of did that. Listen, he's never had much beyond being Irish. That's just sort of always
And
been
calling
his thing.
people fella, and being maybe related to one of the Muppets.
Well, that's why I remember in Van Helsing Ultimate Abridged, they had the pastor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too many
he
laugh.
quoted it because
Yeah,
you know,
because you know Irish. Yeah.
Irish. Yeah. You must tell Mr. Nardo and Iris the truth now. This is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant.
No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? Yeah, but we already knew this. The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted?
I am Groot.
Ah, the case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because, in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? The trial 2 months ago. If only we had a special rock that let us see people's secrets. But that special rock won't be around for like another 200 years or whatever. Like I said, it all happened 2 months ago. The coppers got hold of me and shoved on the witness stand. And based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. I knew it.
What sort of thing did you lie about?
Everything. I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. I couldn't see a thing. And then... thud. I heard a loud thud, like someone falling on the floor. And that's when Mr. McGilded discovered you? Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There weren't much light to see by, but when I looked at me hands, I had the cove's blood all over them. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands? In other words, it was Gina that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. They couldn't tell the difference between a short Irish man and a completely different looking fucking girl?
Well, listen here. She looks a lot like Mr. McGinnis if you aren't able to...
See?
Um,
Discern shapes?
if you... Listen.
If you don't have the object permanence of a toddler?
Listen, if you're not looking directly or indirectly at them, they probably look very similar.
Oh boy. That guy doesn't look particularly stabbed at the moment either.
Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Well, now I have to Google what that word is. Face blindness. You cannot recognize people's faces. I suppose it could be that, but I feel like this is beyond face blindness because she's just like a completely different... I don't know if you remember Mr. McGinnis or Mr. McGilded, but he was like a box. He was like squat and wide.
And gangly.
And gangly. Very gangly. Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat.
Yeah, he did. Only, it's not all. What do you mean? How many threatened me? Threatened you how? Made me swear about what I'd seen and what I'd heard. And about what he was going to do after the cove was found dead.
made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. Before I did that, he said he'd let me scarp her before the culprits showed up. No, I played Zero Escape Duck Game, and I didn't. It's been years. Josh has not played Zero Escape.
I've never played Zero Escape. Don't know anything about it. I've only been on one
Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about.
Or whatever game.
What you saw, what you heard, everything.
Trying to get them to stream the Zero Escape games. I assume eventually Steven will do that.
We'll probably do it eventually. You said Miss McGilda made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yes, with Mr. McGilden sitting above your head, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor. I let a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGilda did that and dragged me up on my arm, and that's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc all bright and shiny. Oh.
A disc?
Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one with what the D took off me at Winterbanks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus? Not for long, McGilda spotted it straight away. He picked it up smartish and stuffed it in his inside pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. And the bog-trotter told me I want to mutter a word of it to no one. Bitch is dead now though, so fuck it. What you heard. Cause it was so dark under the seat in that cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the dull footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably that was McGilda getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh. Because I could definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. Huh?
In that case, it would seem likely that it was Mr. McGilden and the victim.
Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilden claimed he had slept during the carriage ride.
But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness.
I did.
Until you always succumb to it.
And your own testimony, Gina, supported this.
All I could hear was the Irishman snowing. Excuse me.
What?
Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in low voices. What? What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud.
But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilda and the victim knew each other.
You can't talk to people you don't know.
You can only talk to people you know. It's been proven by science.
So McGilda was lying, as I suspected. After the event. I knew it wasn't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that bloke had been killed.
Yes, you're quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly.
So when the cab came to a stop, McGilda told me to hide under the back seat again. I climbed in and waited. The 2 coves from up top ran off to get the culprits. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after they'd gone, McGilda asked who the driver to do him a favor. A favor? Now then, fella. What I need you to do is to take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas. Poor
That's
Mr.
a lot of cash.
God damn it, Beppo. A nearby pawnbroker? You mean on
He's
Baker
so
Street?
cold.
Yep, you got it. It was Winterbanks. coachee snapped up the money and ran off to pop his coat as fast as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. McGill had opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there, but not without conditions.
I see.
Conditions. Conditions. What were Mr. McGilden's conditions, then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more? Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said. I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me, with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all? At all? You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? Aye. The fiend's taking me overcoat to deposit a pawnbroker's hereabouts. And I want you lass to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later. Sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it until then, is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Right then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, Winterbank so it is, and you're to extend the loan after the 2 months, afore the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend could come along and buy it. But I ain't got that kind of brass. Here's £5. It should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now, if you go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt. The corpus? Aye, they'll come asking you to take the stand in court, to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What is it you might say, and what is it that you won't? After he'd gone over it all, I poked it, got as far away from there as I could. He had the pawnbrokers took us some bushes near the sea. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGill had planned it, and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. And then he fucking died.
Then
Bet you ready to string me up, eh? I lied in that big old court room. I took some corkers. I told some corkers. It's different than taking them. Thing is, he said he would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything what went on in the back slums. And I knew we had no one to look after us, and we was all just looking out for each other, getting by together.
So, you mean Mr. McGilded would have...
In an heartbeat. He could have had all of us chased out of there if he wanted. And then where we'd have gone, eh? Nowhere this way. So, I didn't have no choice. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But I'm forward now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Hey, if you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. You what? Hurley's having a big operation right now, Ginny. Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate, for Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that right? Is that it? Something like that. Mrs. Otto?
Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here.
Where did you get those? Yeah, I mean,
Probably
it
her
certainly seemed...
inordinately large sleeves.
Oh, I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer or nothing.
Now listen, I will not stand by while everyone assumes that
Van Zeek's just fucking murdered that man.
Van Zeeks just kills people. There's no evidence, just a strong correlation, and that means nothing.
It is not causation.
Rob.
Poor Ginny. She
It
seems
is
so
not
lonely.
causation.
Gina's representation
Aren't you
papers
aware?
belong to the court.
Don't you know?
Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Winterbanks now. Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there. Maybe I hired a hitman. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Van Zeek's killed him because that feels too easy, and I think he's in the next game. I feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Winterbanks. It's too obvious for a murder mystery game, exactly. Although something tells me he's not going to be happy about it.
It's too obvious.
To be continued. Right, we want to stop?
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll be back. Oh, I'm off tomorrow. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. Probably.
You might be able to finally start Friday game.
Maybe. Who can say? That all depends on Swissy. But have a good night, everyone. See you. Bye.